Kansas City.
Jesus.
Best team in the AFC, I guess you could say now. I mean, the Steelers are
they've been the best team in the AFC since last season started, to be honest. Honestly, 2 years ago. Even though they lost to the Patriots, they were still the best team there. It's like, it's tough, man. It's like the Patriots dynasty ended last season, and then now there's a new dynasty.
Kansas City just takes over. Yeah.
And by the time these dynasties end, bro, I think Kansas City's will be even more dangerous. Like, I feel like the way you looked at the Patriots when they were going through their whole dynasty, it wasn't as scary as what Kansas City is doing now. Because although you'd be like,
I'm pretty sure, like, you look back at the start of that Patriots dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. The only person I can name is what's his name? The two players. It's Tom Brady and Goss, or what was it? It was Vinatieri or Goss? It's Vinatieri, isn't it? Adam Vinatieri was that kicker?
Vinatieri, and then come on, Gronk.
Tom Brady.
Don't sleep on Gronk. Come on.
I mean, well, Gronk wasn't a part of the dynasty at the start. I mean, we're talking like 1999.
I mean, but the whole dynasty didn't last like 10 years. Had a lot of players come and go through that shit. It's like.
But I mean,
wasn't Randy Moss on there when they first started?
He was on there.
He won a Super Bowl with them, though, I think.
I don't know. I just know Tom Brady threw like 50 touchdowns that year or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
But I mean, you're talking about this Kansas City team 40 years down the road. People are gonna know like probably a good 10 players on this first roster.
This roster's just dominant, man. It's scary. And then they even got a running back who can run. Patrick Mahomes has only thrown under 300 yards in 3 games this season. And the crazy thing about that stat is when he's thrown under 200 yards, you want to know what stands out with me? What stat stands out? Is Clyde Elaire has over 130 rushing yards. So it's like you can pick your poison. But Kansas City it's like I don't care who you are. Defense, you know what I'm saying? Defense, whatever, who cares? Kansas City's dropping 40 points. You got the best tight end in football.
Travis Kelce.
You got a speedster who just can't be covered. They got 2 of them. And then you got Sammy Watkins, who's that guy who can be the midfield guy. It's scary, man. And this team's going to stick together for a long time. These guys aren't going anywhere.
So Tom Brady's Patriots had the New York Giants and Eli Manning. That was their kryptonite, I guess you could say.
That was their kryptonite.
Who could you say could be Kansas City's?
Well, so far from what we've seen, it's been the Raiders. It's been John Gruden. They've been the biggest threat to this team. I don't think there's a team, bro. I don't think there's a team. And this is why I say that. Look at every team right now that has an offense that can put up numbers like the Chiefs on a weekend basis. That could. But look at their defenses. Let's be honest here.
Mm-hmm. Kansas City's playing in the pros with a college system. And it's working.
It's working.
So I think whenever I think of college systems in the NFL who could be dangerous, my first thought is the Cardinals.
Yep.
I don't think they're going to be an immediate threat like right now, obviously. But I mean, future down the road, I could see it. Just because I know Cliff Kingsbury, he's a good coach. He just, who's going to go to Texas Tech? You know what I'm saying? Except for Patrick Mahomes himself. I mean, whenever you could say the future of Miami. That looks bright. Brian Flores is a great coach. The future of
Miami, Brian Flores, he's gonna get it done. I think right now already he's one of the best defensive minds in football. But he's got to be able to get that offense going. That's the thing with all these teams. It's like they want to build around a defense. Stop. You know what I mean? Brian Flores is a great play.
He's a defensive coach.
He's got to be able to build that offense. He's got to be able to.
There's another defensive coach with the team, Sean McDermott, the Bills. You think they could be a threat? You think they could be a threat this season?
No.
You don't think so?
No. Like I said, they only scored 19 points against the Steelers defense. Your team play, and Andy Reid, he's good. When he needs his defense to show up, they're going to show up. They got some good players on that defense. Don't forget. However, the stats don't translate. The Chiefs have a defense. And don't forget that. Don't forget they got Honey Badger back there. Don't forget they got Frank Clark. Don't forget they got Chris Jones. They're a threat. What's his name? Rashard Breeland, who's PFF-wise, I think they say he's one of the top cornerbacks. They have what it takes to shut some guys down. But the Bills, no. The Bills dominated the Steelers, but like I said, when I'm a Steelers fan, beating the Steelers isn't that impressive with the way their offense is. It's not impressive. They'll call it impressive because, hey, we were this 11-0 team. You know what I mean? It's just, who cares? You know what I'm saying? The Bills are not a threat to Kansas City.
I think the scariest thing with Kansas City is like you're just saying. They have the facilities for everything. They got a defense. They got offense. Yep. And I feel like they can control when they need to flick that switch. They're like, okay, this week needs to be an offensive week. Yep. Okay, we're going against a good offense. Let's flip that defensive switch. And even if they flip that defensive switch, their offense is at least going out there and putting up 35 or 28 at least.
Yep. And even saying 28 is just that's
the lowest.
That's the lowest. What I mean? Like, these guys they putting up numbers every week. I think the Chargers are the only team that's really kind of limited this team. Now, they did play the Bills this season, and it was kind of a closer game. They scored under 30, but come on, once you play this team for the second time, it's dangerous. They struggled against the Broncos. This team is beatable. I just think you got to catch them on an off day.
It's a beatable team, yeah.
But actually, and that brings me to my next point. I think you said who's the biggest threat to Kansas City, and I said no one. But there's a team I forgot about. And honestly, I think the biggest threat, even though they don't have nowhere near a good defense, Tennessee Titans. In the AFC, Tennessee definitely. Titans. NFC, I just don't see a team that can do it. I don't see a team that can pull it off.
I'm going to say right now they don't have a threat. I think they're a no-brainer Super Bowl champion this year. But future, we're talking about this dynasty, the Miami Dolphins. I feel like they can put together something.
Yeah.
But for right now, I don't see one. I mean, like you said, they got the Oakland Raiders. I think the Arizona Cardinals could get some victories over them if they play them in the regular season.
Right.
Not no playoff wins. But at this moment right now, I don't see a team stopping them this season. Possibly even next season. But the 3 years and later, I can definitely see the Miami Dolphins, continue.
Yeah, Brian Flores, he just needs to get some wide receivers. Other than that, his team is great. He's got two great cornerbacks, got a safety back there. He's just getting it done. He knows how to game plan. It's fantastic, what he's been able to do. But it's like, and like I said, people clown Kansas City's defense, but points allowed is the lowest in their division by a lot, like 40. Closest team. They're
in the same
Vegas,
division
Denver,
with two good defenses.
Two good defenses. Two good defense.
I mean, look.
What defenses?
Look. They got the players. They just don't perform.
Don't.
The Chargers got the players to have a good defense.
Dude, they've traded those players,
They got the
man.
players.
Come on. I don't even think... Is Derwin James even playing the season? Because I haven't heard from him. And they traded Desmond King stupidly. I think they got a second-round pick for that. Or they got a fourth. They got a fourth pick.
They traded him... Wait,
Desmond
King,
King,
trade him to? I forgot.
Who they give that guy to? Titans. He's in Tennessee. Yep.
Titans.
I'm telling you, if it's going to be any, and then the Titans have cleaned up their defense too. And I know it's kind of bad to say that after the Browns.
Titans have always
the Browns stuck 38 up on them. They showed up in the second half though. But I think Mike Vrabel's a good coach. I think he could have this team ready for Kansas City. He had them ready the first time, but what did we say? Offense doesn't win championships. Your offense, if they don't constantly put up points, you won't win. It's usually the second half too. First half, this team's will dog Kansas City. Second half, nope. Andy Reid's ready. He's going to change that offense up. You can't stop you're just not going to stop this team for 4 quarters. It's not Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Quarterback's not that one-dimensional. It's Patrick Mahomes. The guy is just built different. This man was built in a lab. It doesn't get any better than that.